Good morning, class. Today we will begin our lesson on figurative language. Now we've spoken about figurative language a little bit before, but today that's going to be our focus. We're going to distinguish between figurative and literal language. Now, most of us know what literal means, right? Literal means that it's exactly what you say. The car is blue. That car is literally blue. The desk is literally a wood. The desk is brown. The board is white. He caught the football. Okay, that's something he literally did. He literally caught the football. Okay, figuratively, we have to figure out what it means. And you can remember that by thinking, the first part of the word of figurative, figure. We are presented with some words in such a way that we have to be smart about it. We have to figure out what they're talking about. I've got your back. Okay, does that mean that I've literally got someone's back in my hands or in my possession? No, it means, hey, I've got you. I'm watching your back. I'm watching out for you. You're a doll. Now, does that literally mean that if you tell someone you're a doll, that they're literally a physically plastic doll? A doll is plastic, it's inanimate, it doesn't talk, it doesn't breathe, it's not alive. So if you tell someone that, then no, they're not literally a doll, but a doll is nice or sweet or pretty, can mean a couple of different things. Those are types of figures of speech. Now first, a simile. Now, first of all, look at your word. S-I-M-I. What does that look like when you think about figurative language? And a simile means similar, or it could mean like similar. So it's a comparison of two things using like or as. So think of it like that. Similar and simile. It's a comparison of two things using like or as. For example, the metal twisted like a ribbon. Okay, that's like giving some emphasis that, you can take a ribbon and you can twist it. You can twist that ribbon very easily. Well, in this situation, it's probably relating to the metal could be a storm. It could be in the middle of a tornado. And the tornado has twisted the metal off of the top of a shed or something. She is as sweet as candy. Now, I really hope that no one is going to taste a person and say, oh yeah, they're sweet as candy. No. Sweet as candy. When you eat candy and it's sweet, you like it, you enjoy it, it's nice. So that's what this person is. They're sweet as candy. They're just so nice. Okay, this is important. I don't want anyone to get confused and think just because in a sentence or in a phrase you find these two words, like or as, that it's a simile, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it is. A comparison must be made. Remember, similar, simile. So if something is similar, it's compared to each other. So if you say, I like pizza, it's not a simile. I like candy, it's not a simile. A simile would be the moon is like a pizza. Okay. A metaphor. A metaphor, unlike a simile when it uses like or as, now it is still comparing it, but it's not using those two words like or as. It is literally, this is trying to tell you, okay, this is this. It's two things that are compared without using like or as. All the world is a stage. That's saying the world and the stage are equivalent. Men are dogs. Not saying that they are, but that's saying, it's not saying men are like dogs. If that were the case, then it would be a simile. This is saying men are dogs. She has a stone heart. Now, does she have a stone heart? No. No, she doesn't have a stone heart. So we know that this isn't a literal sentence, it's a figurative sentence. But the figurative language that is being used is a metaphor. She and stone heart. Okay, personification. What is this word right here? It's person. So this is a word, this is a type of figurative language that is giving human traits to objects or ideas. So you can keep this one. This one can you can keep human and person and personification to keep those straight. The sunlight danced. Now, does sunlight really dance? What dances? People dance. Water on the lake shivers. What shivers? People shiver. Water doesn't really shiver, but water does kind of make like a trickle, when you're at the lake or at the wouldn't say the beach, but at the lake is a good use there. At the lake the water has ripples. So saying it shivers brings life to it. The streets are calling me. Can the street call you? No, the street cannot call you. A person can call you. But in this sentence, it's saying, this person is wanting to maybe go down the street in New York City and go shopping, go window shopping, for instance. And this woman is just saying, man, the streets are calling me, saying, so she's bringing life to the streets. This not literal, it's figurative. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is probably my favorite. A hyperbole is an exaggeration to show strong feeling or effect. I kind of keep these two straight because when you're hyper, you seem to exaggerate things sometimes, or I used to. You get hyper, and so then you exaggerate something. It's funnier, it's scarier, or you say it's scary. Oh, that's so scary, or you've all had those moments where when you're supposed to be quiet, but you're hyper, but you just can't stop laughing. But it's not really that funny. You just can't stop laughing. It's just one of those moments where everything's funnier when you're not supposed to be loud. So, hyper, that's how I keep those two straight. It's an exaggeration. I will love you forever. Okay, I say this one all the time, and I personally believe you can love someone forever, but you can't. You can't love someone forever because we're not going to live forever. My house is 1,000,000 miles from here. No, it's not. It's like 5 miles down the road. My house is not 1,000,000 miles from here. 1,000,000 miles from here would be, okay, a long way. A long, long way. Long, long way. She'd kill me. Okay, we all know this one. Think about your mom. Your mom's just sweat and mopped her kitchen floor. You get home from school and you're pouring your glass of Kool-Aid and you spill the Kool-Aid. And you're hurrying trying to clean it up before she comes back into the kitchen, and you're thinking, she's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. Is your mom going to kill you? No, your mom's not going to kill you. But that's how you feel. It's an exaggeration. Okay. Now, what I want everyone to do now is I want you to go through and I want you to come up with some of your own figurative language sentences I want you to do similes, metaphors, personification, hyperbole, And here's what you're going to do. I want you to write a sentence or two or three for each different figurative language. Okay, keep these sentences related because then you're going to write a story. I want you to write a story. I want you to include some imagery. Now we talked about imagery, how you're appealing to the senses. We've talked about that. So I want you to incorporate the usage of imagery, and I want you to incorporate a simile, a metaphor, a personification, and a hyperbole. And then, like I said, you're going to write a sentence, keep them related. Now, what sentences you write now does not have to necessarily go into your story, but it's just going to give you a good outline for your story. And then I want you to also start a story. And then I want you to include imagery and all of these each of these figurative language elements in that story. And then what we're going to do is we're going to later go online and we're going to have a fun project that will build on top of that. And I want you to use as many types of figurative language as you possibly can. Okay?